Hello femmes, men and other sparkling gems, my name is Eleanor and welcome to this video. This video is a speed draw of my entry into Draw with Jazza's Challenge of the Month competition. For September 2017, the theme was Internet IRL. So when thinking about the internet, I believe that it is quite a chaotic place. It's a lot of fun, but there is a lot of chaos. It has the ability to absorb all your time and energy, and a lot of people invest a lot of time into the internet. And I thought, what else is chaotic and absorbs all our time and energy and we invest in a lot? And the first thing that came into mind was children. This also was influenced by a recent experience of me going into a childcare and just hearing all of the noise and chaos. I felt it was fitting to depict the internet in such a way. This challenge was a lot of fun in that I've never really drawn children before. It's always been sort of adult figures or flowers or things like that. So to actually do some research on what to do when you're drawing children, and it's things like making big heads and big ears and big eyes, but also spacing out the eyes as almost as far as they can go, really gives that childlike appearance. It's also having little awkward bodies and things like that, and knees that poke out a lot. And it was a lot of fun to try and figure out different ways to draw children. The way that I've depicted the internet is there's different websites. Each child represents a different website. So as I get into the colouring stage, I try and have little hints that allude to what website they represent. But yeah, the main thing was trying to make each child a little bit different with some different characteristics so that it wasn't as if I was copying and pasting the same child. Because I feel each part of the internet has its own little personality, and while everyone, maybe not everyone, but while most people love the internet, each area has its own sort of personality, and I thought it would be a fun way to use children to depict that. I'm not sure if it's the same for every place, but the creches and the childcares, and even in primary school, we used to have a birthday wall, and so all the months would be on the wall and everyone's name would be in their birth month. And so what I did is to provide hints to people in my art piece was have the logo and just made up names for the representations within this artwork. And with the names, all I did was just, this website starts with a N, and so the first N name that came to my head was Nina. And then I added myself on there too, because I thought that would be a little fun. To figure out which month they were meant to go, and I actually Googled, when was YouTube founded, and added that in. I also had in mind of how many children I wanted in the video, and I realised I was missing one, so that's where that additional child is added in after the fact. And here, while I'm colouring my avatar, I'm going between an old artwork I did where I, just instead of trying to remember the skin tone that I use, I've just sort of used the eyedropper tool to grab the colour and go from there. It was really fun doing the Instagram logo here, and I put a lot of effort into it, and then I realised as soon as I zoomed out you barely could tell there's a detail behind it, but it counted. The other thing I did for each child is I tried to make them a little bit different in their own way, whether it was the colour scheme or the action that they were doing, to sort of allude to which internet site they were representing. And at the end of this video, I've got screenshots of each of the children, and I'll go through what I believe is to be each representation and how there's little hints as part of their personality. Some of the hints are quite obvious, and others, I suppose, are a little bit more subtle, but I guess that was part of the fun. I didn't want to make it too obvious which was which, but through deduction you can kind of figure out who is who, really. I also wanted to add a bit more, I suppose, a bit more to the background, because childcares and schools are always really colourful, and I put a little bit of effort in trying to give it a little bit more life. Not taking too much away from the colourfulness of the children, but just trying to, I guess, build that technique of backgrounds instead of just drawing avatars. So here is the birthday wall, which kind of gives little hints as to which websites are represented in the artwork. And yeah, just the little names that I made up for each child. Then it was having on the wall, usually there's, you know, the A, B, C part, and I thought I would just use some funny little internet slangs, I suppose, and also a nod towards Jazza for C is consistent. Here we have Newgrounds and Tumblr. So what I tried to do here is the colour yellow on the dress for Newgrounds, which is a part of the logo of Newgrounds, and I always found that Newgrounds has an awesome community, but I find them to be quite mischievous in just some of the animations I've seen in the artwork. So I thought, you know, there might be, Newgrounds is sort of like the cheeky part of the internet that would be the one to sort of find a way to cause mischief and be creative in a positive way. And on the little child there we've got as Tumblr, the reblogging symbol is on his sleeve, and also the blue is of a similar colour to Tumblr. And I also found Tumblr to be, I suppose, a little bit, I guess, an interesting side to the internet. Like, some of the stuff that I've heard about Tumblr is there's some pretty eccentric people on there and a bit weird as well. So I thought, you know, having a kid pick their nose would be an awesome way to personify Tumblr. This one is obviously Instagram. So yeah, like, we're in the colour scheme of the camera, and also the fact that it is someone taking photos. Here we have Facebook, which you can see with the like button that's on the front of his shirt. His shirt is also the same blue as, or a similar blue to Facebook. And this one is Google, or Google Chrome, and sort of the hints here are depicted in the 4 colours. So the red headband, the yellow, blue and green, which is in the Google logo. So the little boy around the neck is actually my depiction of Twitter. So on his shoe you can see a little hashtag, and also it was a little bit of a funny thing where Twitter's in your ear all the time, tweeting little things at you. So I figured that was a cute way to depict Twitter. This is my depiction of YouTube, which you can see in the drawings that she's holding. It's cat videos and Jazza. And also the other little subtle hints would be her red hair and the white bows, which the YouTube logo is red with a white triangle. This one was a little bit more subtle, I suppose. This is my depiction of DeviantArt, the art portal that a lot of people use. So in the scribbles you can, it's very, very subtle, but the DeviantArt logo is kind of sort of shoved in there lightly. And also the green is a representation of the logo, and also the fact that she is drawing artwork and concentrating very hard on it. And this was my depiction of Reddit. I just thought it was a cute little kid who just wants to tell everyone everything. So that's why his hand's up, because he wants to tell his teacher what's going on. And this here is the final piece. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. First time doing well, not my first time doing a voiceover, but I thought I'd try do voiceovers more often. I was watching a Bailey Day video and I thought, you know what, probably should utilize my voice a bit more to make things a little more interesting. So yeah, good luck to everyone else who's entered in the competition and have a great day. Bye!